The topic number two is neuroendocrine cell. Neuroendocrine cell biology. The neuroendocrine system is made up of special cells which are known as neuroendocrine cells. Neuroendocrine cells are the cells that receives neuronal input through the neurotransmitters released by the nerve cells or neurosecretory cells, and as a consequence of this input release a messenger molecules, hormones into our blood. In this way, they bring about an integration between the nervous system and our endocrine system. This process is known as neuroendocrine integration. Neuroendocrine cells are like nerve cells, basically neurons, but they also make hormones like cells of neuroendocrine system. Endocrine cells, they receive messages from nervous system and respond by making and releasing hormone. These hormones control many of our body functions. Where neuroendocrine cells are located? Neuroendocrine cells are found in almost every organ of our body. They are mainly found scattered in our gastrointestinal tract, which includes small intestine, rectum, our stomach, colon, esophagus, and appendix, the gallbladder, and the pancreas, which is often known as islet cells, and the thyroid C cells. Neuroendocrine cells are also commonly found in the lungs or airways into the lungs, which are known as bronchi, as well as respiratory tract of the head and neck. Neuroendocrine cells scattered throughout these organs are often referred to as the diffused endocrine system. The pituitary gland, the parathyroid glands, and the inner lining of adrenal gland, adrenal medulla, are almost all made up of endocrine cells. Other sites of neuroendocrine cells include the thymus, kidneys, liver, prostate, skin, cervix, ovaries, and testicles. Normal neuroendocrine cells are often hard to see under the microscope because they are very much small and hidden between other types of the cells. What neuroendocrine cells do? Neuroendocrine cells make and release hormones and similar substances which are known as peptides in the response to the neurological or chemical signals. The hormones that enter the blood and travel throughout the body to other cells, which are target cells. The hormones attach to specific receptors on the target cell which cause the changes in the cell and what they do. Neuroendocrine cells have many functions which include controlling the release of digestive enzymes to break down food, how fast food moves through the gastrointestinal tract, air and blood flow through the lungs, blood pressure and heart rate, the amount of sugar, which is glucose in the blood, and the next one is bone, muscles, growth, and development. The secretion of neuroendocrine cells. The following are the examples of hormones and the peptide released by neuroendocrine cells and what they do. Serotonin is a chemical released by the nerve cells neurotransmitters that helps with digestion. A lot of body serotonin is found and made in the neuroendocrine cells of the gastrointestinal tract, where it controls the movement of food through the gastrointestinal tract. Gastrin tells the stomach to release the acid and enzymes to help with digestion. Insulin is made by the pancreatic islet cells. It lowers the level of sugar glucose in the blood when it's high. It controls when cells absorb, take up the sugar for energy. Epinephrine, which is also known as adrenaline, is made by neuroendocrine cells of the adrenal gland. It is released during the times of stress, like when you feel fear and increased heartbeat and blood pressure. Growth hormone is found in our pituitary gland. It promotes the growth and development of the bones and the muscles. Let's have a look on the neuropeptides. Neuropeptides are the chemical messengers made up of small chains of amino acids that are synthesized and released by neurons. Neuropeptides typically bind to the G proton coupled receptors, which is referred as GPCRs, to modulate neural activity and other tissues like the gut, muscles, and heart. There are over 100 non-neuropeptides, representing the largest and the most diverse class of signaling molecules in the nervous system. Neuropeptides are synthesized from the larger precursor protein, which are cleaved and post-translationally produced, then packed into dense core vesicles. Neuropeptides are often co-released with the other neuropeptides and neurotransmitters in a single neuron, yielding a multitude of effects. Once released neuropeptide can diffuse widely to affect a broad range of targets. Here is the synthesis of neuropeptides. Neuropeptides are synthesized from large inactive precursor proteins which are known as prepeptides. Prepropeptides contain sequences for the family of distinct peptides and often contain repeated copies of the same peptides depending on the organism. Here is the examples. These are the specialized groups of neuroendocrine cells which can be found at the base of third ventricles in the brain in a region which is known as hypothalamus. This area controls the anterior pituitary cells and thereby regulates the function in the entire body, like responses to our stress, cold, sleep, and the reproductive systems. The neurons send processes to a region connecting to pituitary stalk and releasing hormones are delivered into bloodstream. They are carried by the portal vessels to the pituitary cells where they may stimulate, inhibit, or maintain the function of particular cell type. That's all for the neuroendocrine cell biology.